Life is a paradox. When we're young, we rush toward the future, believing that happiness, success, and meaning lie somewhere ahead of us. We chase ambitions, measure progress and achievements, and often think that fulfillment comes from reaching a particular milestone. But as we grow older, we begin to realize that life was never just about the future. It was always about the present. We look back and wish we had cherished the small, fleeting moments, the ordinary days that passed unnoticed, the relationships that deserved more of our time and attention. If I could sit down with my younger self, maybe at 50, 60, or even 65, I would tell them everything I've learned the hard way. Not because I want to rewrite the past, but because I know how easy it is to miss the essence of life while being caught up in the chase. The wisdom I have gained isn't about accumulating wealth or achieving grand success. It's about learning how to live fully, love deeply, and find peace in the everyday moments. True contentment comes not from external achievements, but from an inner state of presence and gratitude. If you resonate with these ideas, give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, Buddhist Mindfulness, and let's embark on this journey together. Let's slow down, reflect, and embrace life as it is, because right now is all we truly have. Lesson number 1, happiness was never somewhere ahead, it was here all along. For most of my life, I believed happiness was just around the corner. I thought it lived in the next promotion, the next milestone, or the next version of myself, richer, thinner, or more accomplished. But every time I reached one goal, a new one took its place. The cycle never ended. I spent so much time chasing happiness that I forgot to actually experience it. Society often conditions us to think of happiness as a reward for hard work, a destination rather than a state of being. We grow up believing that if we just achieve one more thing, get into the right school, land the perfect job, find the right partner, we will finally be happy. But this mindset keeps us in an endless loop of striving. I once met an elderly man, well into his 90s, who told me something that changed my perspective forever. He said, "Happiness was always in front of me. I was just too busy running to see it." That struck me because it was true. The joy I had been seeking wasn't hiding in some distant future. It was in the laughter of my children, the quiet moments of sunrise, the warmth of an embrace. But I had been too focused on the next step to notice. Think about the last time you set a big goal for yourself. Maybe you dreamed of getting a promotion at work. You pushed yourself, stayed late at the office, and finally achieved it. The joy was real, but how long did it last before your mind moved on to the next ambition? This is the hedonic treadmill at work, the psychological phenomenon where we quickly return to a baseline level of happiness after positive or negative events. No matter how much we achieve, our minds always find something else to strive for, keeping true contentment just out of reach. The myth of I'll be happy when I lose 20 pounds. I'll be happy when I find my soulmate. I'll be happy when I have a bigger house. We convince ourselves that happiness is on the other side of an achievement. Yet when we get there, we realize happiness has moved even further ahead. It is like a mirage in the desert. It looks close, but as soon as we arrive, it disappears into the distance. I remember a time in my 20s when I told myself that I would be happy once I had a six-figure salary. I worked tirelessly, often at the expense of my relationships and health, to reach that goal. And when I did, I felt a temporary sense of pride. But soon enough, I was looking at the next financial milestone, still feeling a sense of emptiness. The turning point came when I began practicing mindfulness and gratitude. I started paying attention to the moments I had previously overlooked. The taste of my morning coffee, the comfort of my favorite chair, the way the sunlight filtered through my window. These weren't grand, life-changing events, but they were the small joys that make life rich. Happiness isn't something to be postponed for a future version of yourself. It is something to cultivate now in the everyday. Nature's beauty, watching the sunrise, feeling the wind on your skin, listening to birds sing. Loved ones, the comfort of a hug, a heartfelt conversation, a shared laugh. Personal growth, learning a new skill, reading a great book, expressing creativity. Acts of kindness, helping a stranger, giving a genuine compliment, making someone smile. There is a Buddhist teaching that says, attachment is the root of suffering. When we tie our happiness to external achievements, we make ourselves vulnerable to disappointment. But when we learn to find joy in the present moment, independent of external circumstances, we free ourselves from that suffering. A friend of mine once shared a story that deeply resonated with me. He had spent years climbing the corporate ladder, sacrificing family time in pursuit of his career. One day he was diagnosed with a serious illness. Suddenly, all the things he thought mattered, titles, money, recognition, felt insignificant. What he truly valued was time with loved ones, the simple moments he had overlooked for so long. Thankfully, he recovered, but the lessons stayed with him. Life is too short to wait for happiness. Stop waiting for the perfect moment to be happy. Choose joy now in the small things: the smell of fresh coffee, the sound of rain, the embrace of a loved one. Life is happening right now. Don't miss it. The happiness we seek is not hidden in some distant future. It has been here all along, in the present moment, waiting for us to notice it. Lesson number 2: health is your greatest wealth. Take care of it now. When we are young, we often take our health for granted. We push our bodies to the limit, assuming they will always recover. We stay up late, eat unhealthy foods, and neglect exercise, believing that youth is a protective shield against illness. But the truth is, every choice we make accumulates over time, and eventually our bodies remind us of every decision we've made. Health is not something to be ignored until it deteriorates. It is the foundation upon which our entire lives are built. In our youth, we feel invincible. We assume that pain, fatigue, and illness are distant concerns, something that only happens to others. We work long hours, sacrifice sleep, and consume processed foods without considering the long-term consequences. This mindset is reinforced by a culture that prioritizes productivity over well-being, encouraging people to push through exhaustion rather than listen to their bodies. However, our bodies have limits. The effects of poor habits may not be immediately visible, but they accumulate over time. Chronic stress, lack of sleep, and poor nutrition lay the groundwork for serious health issues, from heart disease to diabetes. It is only when symptoms arise that many people begin to take their health seriously, sometimes when it is already too late. I once knew a woman in her 80s who walked every single day, rain or shine. She wasn't training for a marathon or aiming for any athletic achievement. She simply understood that movement was essential to life. If I stop moving, she told me, I'll never start again. And she was right. Too often, people accept physical decline as an inevitable part of aging, believing that weakness and immobility are unavoidable. But the truth is, the choices you make today determine how you feel tomorrow. Regular physical activity, even something as simple as a daily walk, can significantly improve cardiovascular health, mobility, and overall well-being. Studies have shown that moderate exercise can increase lifespan and enhance quality of life, reducing the risk of chronic diseases such as osteoporosis, arthritis, and cognitive decline. Movement is not just about physical health. It also has profound effects on mental and emotional well-being. Exercise releases endorphins, which help combat stress and depression. It improves sleep, enhances brain function, and boosts self-confidence. Making movement a daily habit is one of the most powerful investments you can make in your future health. Many people believe that improving health requires drastic changes, but even small adjustments can have a significant impact. Consider the following simple yet effective habits. 1. Eating whole foods. Processed foods are convenient, but they are often packed with unhealthy fats, sugars, and preservatives that contribute to inflammation and disease. Prioritizing whole, nutrient-dense foods such as vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, and whole grains can transform your energy levels and overall health. 2. Staying hydrated. Water is essential for every bodily function, from digestion to circulation. Dehydration can lead to fatigue, headaches, and impaired cognitive function. Aim to drink enough water throughout the day to keep your body functioning optimally. 3. Prioritizing sleep. Sleep is when the body repairs itself. Chronic sleep deprivation has been linked to a higher risk of obesity, heart disease, and even premature aging. Establishing a consistent sleep schedule and creating a relaxing bedtime routine can significantly improve overall health. 4. Managing stress. Chronic stress takes a heavy toll on the body, contributing to high blood pressure, weakened immunity, and mental health disorders. Practices such as meditation, deep breathing, and mindfulness can help reduce stress and improve resilience. 5. Building strong relationships. Social connections play a crucial role in health. Studies show that people with strong social networks tend to live longer and have lower rates of depression and anxiety. Prioritizing relationships with family and friends can provide emotional support and a sense of belonging. Preventative care is one of the most effective ways to maintain long term health. Regular checkups, screenings, and vaccinations can help detect and prevent serious illnesses before they become major problems. Many diseases, including cancer, diabetes, and heart disease, can be managed more effectively when caught early. Developing a proactive mindset towards health means taking responsibility for your well being before problems arise. This includes maintaining a healthy weight, monitoring blood pressure and cholesterol levels, and making informed lifestyle choices. Investing in your health today will pay off in the years to come. Aging does not have to mean declining health. Many older adults continue to live active, fulfilling lives well into their later years. The key is maintaining a balanced lifestyle that includes physical activity, proper nutrition, and mental stimulation. Keep learning. Engaging in lifelong learning helps keep the brain sharp and reduces the risk of cognitive decline. Reading, solving puzzles, learning a new skill, or engaging in meaningful conversations can stimulate the mind and keep it active. Maintain mobility. Strength training, yoga, and stretching exercises help maintain flexibility and muscle mass, reducing the risk of falls and injuries. Cultivate positivity. A positive outlook on life has been linked to better health and longer life expectancy. Gratitude, laughter, and focusing on what brings joy can greatly enhance well-being. One of the most common misconceptions is that once you have developed unhealthy habits, it's too late to change. This is simply not true. The human body has an incredible ability to heal and adapt, no matter your age. Even if you have neglected your health for years, making positive changes today can lead to significant improvements. Start small. Choose one area to focus on and gradually incorporate healthier habits into your daily routine. Whether it's taking a 10-minute walk each day, replacing soda with water, or setting a consistent bedtime, every step in the right direction matters. Lesson number 3, relationships matter more than anything else. If I could relive my life, I wouldn't ask for more money, more success, or more possessions. I would ask for more time with the people I love. I have sat beside friends in their final days listening to their regrets. Not once did they say, "I wish I had worked more." Instead, they said, "I wish I had spent more time with my family. I wish I had let go of anger sooner." We often prioritize work and material success over relationships, only to realize too late that human connection is what truly matters. Society teaches us that success is measured by wealth, status, and accomplishments. We chase after promotions, larger houses, and financial security, believing these will bring happiness. However, research consistently shows that beyond a certain point, more money does not equate to more joy. What truly brings fulfillment are the relationships we cultivate along the way. People who focus solely on their careers often find themselves lonely, disconnected, and filled with regret later in life. They sacrifice family dinners for late-night meetings, skip vacations to meet deadlines, and slowly drift away from those who matter most. While achievements can bring temporary satisfaction, they can never replace the warmth of genuine human connection. Being present with loved ones is one of the greatest gifts we can give. Too often, we are physically in the same space as our family and friends, but mentally elsewhere, distracted by work emails, social media, or worries about the future. True connection requires full attention, deep listening, and shared moments of joy and vulnerability. Think about the best memories of your life. Were they moments when you received a bonus at work or when you laughed uncontrollably with a friend? Was it buying a new car, or was it the quiet evening spent with someone you love? The most meaningful moments are rarely about material possessions. They are about love, understanding, and shared experiences. One of the most painful regrets people express at the end of their lives is holding on to anger for too long. Arguments, grudges, and misunderstandings can fester for years, creating emotional distance that could have been avoided. Many people realize too late that pride and stubbornness kept them from healing relationships that truly mattered. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting or condoning hurtful behavior. It means releasing the burden of resentment for your own peace of mind. Letting go of past wounds allows for deeper connections and frees us from carrying unnecessary pain. When we think about what we leave behind, it is not our job, titles, bank balances, or the size of our homes that define our legacy. It is the impact we have on others. How did we make people feel? Did we inspire kindness? Did we nurture relationships? These are the questions that truly matter. Consider the people who have shaped your life. What made them memorable? It is likely their kindness, their laughter, their unwavering support, not their professional accolades or financial achievements. Making relationships a priority. 1. Tell people you love them. Don't wait for a special occasion. Express your love and appreciation freely. A simple "I love you" or "I appreciate you" can strengthen bonds and bring joy to both the giver and the receiver. 2. Forgive faster. Holding on to anger only harms yourself. When possible, seek to resolve conflicts and extend grace. Life is too short to let misunderstandings keep you from meaningful relationships. 3. Make time for those who matter. Schedule time for loved ones just as you would for important meetings. Prioritize family dinners, weekend getaways, and one-on-one conversations. 4. Be present. Put away distractions when spending time with family and friends. Listen with intention, engage in deep conversations, and truly cherish the time you have together. 5. Create shared memories. Experiences often mean more than material gifts. Travel together, try new activities, and celebrate milestones. These are the moments that will be remembered. 6. Support and uplift. Be the person who brings encouragement and kindness into the lives of others. Celebrate successes, offer comfort in difficult times, and show up when it matters. At the end of life, we don't measure our worth by how much we have accumulated. We measure it by the love we have given and received. If we lived each day knowing that love is our greatest asset, how differently would we act? Would we hold our children a little longer? Would we call an old friend? Would we finally say, "I forgive you," or "I miss you"? Relationships matter more than anything else. Let's cherish them before it's too late. Lesson number 4. The fear of aging is worse than aging itself. Aging is inevitable, yet for much of our lives we fear it as if it were a curse, a slow decline into irrelevance, frailty, and loss. This fear grips many of us, shaping our choices, our self-perception, and even our happiness. But what if aging isn't the problem? What if the real issue is our fear of it? I used to be one of those people who dreaded growing old. The thought of wrinkles, of slowing down, of being seen as less than made me anxious. Would I still be valued? Would I still have a purpose? Society often reinforces these fears by glorifying youth and associating aging with decline. But over time, my perspective shifted. I began to see that aging is not about losing, it's about gaining. It's about deepening, about moving beyond superficial concerns to embrace a life of meaning, wisdom, and authenticity. Why do we fear aging so much? The reasons are deeply ingrained in both personal and societal narratives. 1. Cultural conditioning. We live in a youth-obsessed culture. Advertisements, movies, and social media celebrate youthfulness while often portraying older individuals as weak, out of touch, or burdensome. This messaging conditions us to equate aging with a loss of value. As a result, many people spend their lives trying to fight aging through cosmetic procedures, restrictive diets, and relentless efforts to appear younger than they are. 2. Fear of irrelevance. Many people fear aging because they equate it with becoming invisible. They worry about losing their careers, their influence, or their social standing. In a world that prizes innovation and fast-paced change, it can feel like experience and wisdom are overlooked in favor of youthful energy and new ideas. 3. Fear of physical decline. Aging comes with physical changes. Slower reflexes, changes in appearance, and potential health issues can make people feel vulnerable. While some of these concerns are valid, they are often exaggerated. Modern medicine, exercise, and lifestyle choices allow many older adults to maintain vitality and good health well into their later years. 4. Fear of death. At its core, the fear of aging is often a fear of mortality. Aging reminds us that our time is finite, that we will not live forever. This existential realization can be unsettling, making us cling to youth as if it could grant us immortality. Once I started questioning these fears, I saw a different reality. Aging isn't about becoming less, it's about becoming more. It's about growth, not decline. Here's why. 1. Aging brings wisdom and perspective. With age comes experience, and with experience comes wisdom. Life's trials and triumphs shape us, teaching us valuable lessons about resilience, love, and what truly matters. Many older individuals report feeling more confident, self assured, and at peace than they did in their younger years. They care less about external validation and more about living authentically. 2. You can still learn and grow at any age. There is no expiration date on learning, creativity, or new experiences. I once knew a woman who started painting at 78 and a man who wrote his first book at 85. They didn't let their age stop them from pursuing passions. In fact, many people find new callings later in life, unburdened by the expectations and distractions of youth. 3. Relationships deepen. Aging allows us to cultivate deeper, more meaningful relationships. We become better at discerning what relationships truly enrich our lives and which ones drain us. With experience, we develop emotional intelligence, making us more understanding, patient, and compassionate toward others. 4. Freedom from societal pressures. Youth often comes with immense pressure to prove oneself, to build a career, to meet expectations. As we age, many of these pressures diminish, allowing us to live more freely. We become less concerned with impressing others and more focused on what brings us joy and fulfillment. Number 5, aging is a privilege. Not everyone gets the opportunity to grow old. Many lives are cut short by illness, accidents, or unforeseen circumstances. Every year, every wrinkle, every gray hair is a testament to the life we've lived, to the memories we've made. To fear aging is, in some ways, to fear life itself. If the fear of aging is worse than aging itself, how do we shift our mindset? How do we embrace the process rather than resist it? 1. Reframe aging as growth. Instead of seeing aging as a loss, view it as a gain. Every stage of life has its own unique beauty and advantages. Celebrate the wisdom, experience, and freedom that come with age. 2. Take care of your body and mind. While aging is inevitable, how we age is largely within our control. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and mental stimulation can keep us physically and mentally sharp. Studies show that staying active, both physically and intellectually, can significantly improve quality of life in later years. 3. Cultivate meaning and purpose. Having a sense of purpose is crucial at any age, whether through work, hobbies, volunteering, or mentoring others. Finding meaningful ways to contribute to the world can bring immense fulfillment. 4. Surround yourself with positive role models. Seek out and learn from those who embrace aging gracefully. Read about inspiring individuals who accomplished great things later in life. Let their stories remind you that it's never too late to dream, create, and thrive. 5. Practice gratitude. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have. Instead of mourning lost youth, appreciate the experiences, relationships, and opportunities that aging brings. Aging is not the enemy. Our fear of it is. When we spend our lives resisting the inevitable, we miss out on the beauty of the present moment. The real tragedy is not growing old, it's wasting the time we have fearing it. Instead of dreading aging, embrace it. Use your years to learn, to grow, to love more deeply. Find joy in the wisdom you've gained and the freedom that comes with experience. Life is not about staying young, it's about living fully at every age. So let go of the fear. Celebrate the journey. And remember, aging is not a curse, it's a privilege. Lesson number 5. The best time to try something new is right now. We often tell ourselves that we are too old to start something new, but that is a lie. Society has conditioned us to believe that certain milestones must be achieved at specific ages. Learning a skill in childhood, going to college in our 20s, settling into a career in our 30s, and retiring in our 60s. But the truth is, life doesn't follow a fixed timeline. Every moment we are alive presents an opportunity for growth, change, and reinvention. Many people hesitate to embark on new journeys because they believe they have missed their window of opportunity. They convince themselves that learning a language, mastering an instrument, starting a business, or traveling the world is only for the young. But history is filled with individuals who defied this notion. Take, for example, Colonel Sanders, who founded KFC at 65, or Grandma Moses, who began her painting career in her late 70s. These individuals didn't let age dictate their potential. Instead, they embraced the present and pursued their passions, proving that the right time is whenever you decide it is. Starting something new can feel overwhelming, especially when we focus on the long road ahead. But progress is made in small steps. You don't need to master a new skill overnight. You just need to begin. I once met a man who wanted to learn piano but thought, by the time I'm good, I'll be in my late 70s. I asked him, and how old will you be if you don't learn? Time passes either way. The question is, how do you want to spend it? His hesitation wasn't about age, but about the fear of being a beginner again. But being a beginner is a gift. It means you are growing, evolving, and stepping out of your comfort zone. Fear and self-doubt often hold us back. We worry about looking foolish, failing, or not being as good as others. But every expert was once a beginner. No one starts out as a master. If we let fear dictate our choices, we remain stuck in place, watching life pass us by. Think about a child learning to walk. They stumble, fall, and get up repeatedly. They don't stop because they are embarrassed or afraid. They keep going because their desire to walk is stronger than their fear of falling. We can adopt the same mindset. Every failure is a step toward success. Trying something new isn't just about achieving a goal. It's about enriching your life. Lifelong learning has numerous benefits, including cognitive health. Learning new skills keeps your brain active and reduces the risk of cognitive decline. Increased confidence. Each time you conquer a new challenge, your self-belief grows. New opportunities, expanding your knowledge can open doors you never expected. Personal fulfillment. Growth brings a deep sense of satisfaction and joy. Many people have reinvented themselves later in life. Consider Vera Wang, who didn't enter the fashion industry until her 40s. Ray Kroc, who turned McDonald's into a global franchise in his 50s. Laura Ingalls Wilder, who published her first book in her 60s. These stories remind us that potential has no expiration date. If you've been putting off something you've always wanted to try, here's how to begin. Start small. Take the first step, no matter how tiny. Even 10 minutes a day adds up over time. Silence the inner critic. Recognize self-doubt and replace it with encouragement. Embrace mistakes. View failures as learning experiences, not setbacks. Find a community. Surround yourself with people who support and inspire you. Celebrate progress. Acknowledge every milestone, no matter how small. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is now. Life is too short to let fear, doubt, or societal expectations hold you back. Every day is an opportunity to try something new, to expand your horizons, and to live fully. So why wait? The journey begins today. Lesson number 6. Let go of what you can't control. For years, I carried burdens that weren't mine to carry. I worried about the future, replayed past mistakes, and tried to control things that were never in my power. But life doesn't work that way. One day, I realized the weight I was carrying was heavy because I refused to set it down. As human beings, we crave certainty. We want to know what will happen tomorrow. We want to ensure that things unfold in the way we expect, and we want to avoid pain, discomfort, and disappointment. This desire for control is deeply ingrained in us. It gives us a sense of security and stability in an unpredictable world. However, the reality is that control is often an illusion. No matter how much we plan, prepare, or worry, there are countless factors beyond our influence. We cannot control other people's actions, external circumstances, or unexpected life events. Yet, we spend so much of our energy trying to grasp onto things that were never ours to hold in the first place. When we try to control the uncontrollable, we create suffering for ourselves. We experience anxiety. Worrying about the future or things beyond our influence leads to unnecessary stress. Frustration. When things don't go according to our plans, we feel disappointed and disheartened. Emotional exhaustion. The effort of trying to manage everything drains our mental and emotional well-being. Strained relationships. Attempting to control others can lead to conflict, resentment, and disconnection. Holding on doesn't just weigh us down, it prevents us from living fully in the present moment. Letting go is not about giving up or being indifferent. It's about understanding the difference between what we can and cannot control and choosing to focus our energy on what truly matters. Here are some practical steps to help you release control and find inner peace. 1. Identify what you can and cannot control. Take a moment to reflect on the things that are causing you stress. Make hand control, things I can control, e.g. my attitude, my reactions, my choices, my effort. Things I cannot control, e.g., the opinions of others, the past, the future, external circumstances. When you shift your focus to the first list, you reclaim your power and free yourself from unnecessary worry. 2. Accept uncertainty as a part of life. Life is unpredictable. Instead of resisting this reality, learn to embrace it. When you accept that uncertainty is inevitable, you become more adaptable and resilient. Rather than fearing change, you start seeing it as an opportunity for growth. 3. Practice mindfulness and presence. Mindfulness helps you stay anchored in the present instead of getting lost in regrets about the past or worries about the future. Some practices that can help include deep breathing exercises, meditation, grounding techniques, e.g., focusing on your senses in the moment. When you are fully present, you realize that most of your worries are based on hypothetical scenarios rather than actual reality. 4. Release the need for approval. A significant part of our desire for control comes from seeking validation from others. We want people to like us, approve of us, or act in ways that make us feel valued. However, basing our self-worth on external factors is a losing battle. True peace comes from knowing that you are enough, just as you are, regardless of others' opinions. 5. Reframe your perspective. Instead of seeing challenges as threats, view them as lessons. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? How can this experience make me stronger? Is there an opportunity hidden in this difficulty? Reframing helps you shift from a mindset of resistance to one of acceptance and growth. 6. Trust the process. Sometimes things don't go the way we plan because something better is in store. When you let go of the need to control, you open yourself up to possibilities you may never have considered. Trust that life has a way of unfolding exactly as it should. There was a period in my life when I was obsessed with planning every detail of my future. I wanted to ensure everything went perfectly, my career, my relationships, my goals. But despite my meticulous planning, life threw unexpected challenges my way. Opportunities I had counted on disappeared, relationships changed, and uncertainty loomed. At first, I resisted. I felt frustrated and anxious, questioning why things weren't working out. But eventually, I realized that my need for control was causing me more pain than the actual circumstances themselves. I decided to surrender, to trust that even though I didn't have all the answers, life would guide me where I needed to be. Looking back, I see that the moments I let go were the moments that led me to unexpected blessings. Letting go didn't mean giving up. It meant making space for something better. When you release the need to control everything, you experience a profound sense of peace. You stop resisting life and start flowing with it. You feel lighter and more at ease. Experience deeper, more authentic connections. Make better decisions because they are not driven by fear or anxiety. Open yourself up to new opportunities and unexpected joys. Whenever you find yourself holding on too tightly, repeat this mantra: I release what I cannot control. I trust that life will unfold as it should. I am at peace. Letting go is a practice, one that takes time, patience, and self-compassion. But the more you practice, the freer you become. So take a deep breath and set down the weight you were never meant to carry. Life is waiting for you, lighter, freer, and more beautiful than you ever imagined. Lesson number 7. The small moments are the big moments. When we think back on our lives, what stands out the most? It is easy to believe that the grand milestones, graduations, weddings, promotions, or big achievements define our happiness. Society often teaches us to measure life by these significant events. But when we reflect deeply, we realize that the moments we cherish most are often the small, seemingly insignificant ones. The warmth of a morning coffee, the gentle touch of a loved one, the laughter shared over an inside joke, or the peaceful rhythm of raindrops against the window. In our pursuit of success and personal growth, we tend to focus on the future, waiting for the big moments to make us feel fulfilled. We tell ourselves, I will be happy when I get that job, or I will feel complete when I reach my goal. However, this mindset often causes us to overlook the present, the very moments that shape our experience of life. Consider the simple act of sharing a meal with family. The conversation, the exchange of smiles, and the feeling of togetherness often fade into the background of daily life. But these are the moments that years from now, we may long for the most. We may not remember the details of what was said, but we will remember the feeling of connection. Why small moments matter. One, they define our daily experience. Life is not just made up of a few major milestones. It is the collection of countless small moments strung together. These moments shape our everyday reality. Imagine if someone told you that today was your last day on Earth. You wouldn't crave another award or another big achievement. You would crave the warmth of a hug, the scent of fresh flowers, the presence of those you love. Two, they hold emotional weight. Small moments often carry deep emotional significance. A handwritten note from a friend, a spontaneous road trip, the comfort of a pet lying beside you. These are the experiences that fill our hearts with joy and meaning. They may not be headline worthy, but they are the ones that truly define our happiness. Three, they teach us presence. When we fully immerse ourselves in small moments, we practice mindfulness. We become present in the here and now, instead of being consumed by regrets of the past or worries about the future. Mindfulness allows us to experience life in its purest form, appreciating the simple joys that surround us. Four, they are irreplaceable. Grand achievements can be repeated. If you miss out on one job, another opportunity will arise. But small moments are fleeting. You will never have that exact conversation again. Never feel that precise warmth of sunlight filtering through your window on that particular morning. Never experience the same hug from a child as they grow older. Recognizing their irreplaceability encourages us to cherish them while they are happening. Learning to appreciate the small moments. One, slow down. We live in a fast-paced world that values productivity over presence, but when we rush through life, we miss the magic of the everyday. Make it a habit to slow down. Notice the way your loved ones smile, savor the taste of your food, and listen fully when someone speaks to you. Two, practice gratitude. A simple gratitude practice can shift our perspective. Instead of focusing on what we lack, we begin to appreciate what we have. Try ending your day by reflecting on 3 small moments that brought you joy. You will be surprised at how much beauty exists in the ordinary. 3. Be present in conversations. In the age of technology, distractions are everywhere. Make a conscious effort to put away your phone when talking to someone. Give them your full attention. It's in these genuine, undistracted moments that true connections are formed. 4. Capture the moments, but live them first. It is tempting to take photos of every experience, but sometimes the best way to remember a moment is to fully live it. Instead of rushing to document an event, take a deep breath and absorb the experience with all your senses. Number 5, find joy in simplicity. Happiness doesn't have to come from extravagant experiences. It can be found in reading a book by the fireplace, sharing a meal with a friend, or even watching the sunset. When we stop chasing happiness in the distant future, we begin to see it all around us. Stories that prove small moments matter. A father's legacy. A man once shared that his fondest childhood memories were not of the vacations his father took him on, nor the expensive gifts he received. Instead, he cherished the small moments, his father reading him bedtime stories, the smell of coffee in the morning as his father woke up early for work, the quiet moments when they sat on the porch together watching the world go by. When his father passed away, those were the moments he longed for, not the grand gestures, but the simple acts of love. The last cup of coffee. A woman who lost her grandmother reflected on their last moment together. It wasn't a grand farewell or a big event. It was just a regular morning where they shared a cup of coffee. They talked about small things, the weather, an old family recipe, a neighbor's new dog. At the time, it felt ordinary, but in retrospect, it was one of the most precious moments of her life. The unexpected hug. A young man recalled a time when he was feeling lost and overwhelmed. One evening, his mother, who wasn't particularly expressive, simply gave him a long, silent hug. No words were spoken, yet that moment gave him more comfort than any advice ever could. Years later, after his mother's passing, he held on to that small moment as one of the most profound expressions of love he had ever received. At the end of our lives, we won't remember every detail of our achievements, but we will remember the feeling of sitting around the dinner table with loved ones, the laughter that echoed through our homes, the warmth of holding hands, and the comfort of knowing we were loved. These small moments are, in fact, the big moments. They are the ones that shape our hearts, define our relationships, and give our lives true meaning. So, pay attention. Notice the way the sunlight dances on the walls, listen to the laughter of a child, embrace the ordinary. Life is happening in these moments. Don't wait until they are gone to realize their value. Appreciate them now while you can. If I have learned anything in my 75 plus years, it is this: life is fleeting. We spend too much time waiting to be happier, waiting for the perfect time, waiting for something to change. But the only thing we ever truly have is now. How often do we postpone joy, thinking that tomorrow will be a better day to start living? We tell ourselves we will be happy when we retire, when we have more money, when our health improves. But life does not wait. Each moment that passes is a moment we will never get back. The only way to truly live is to embrace this moment, right here, right now. It is never too late to forgive, to love, to try something new. No matter how many years we have behind us, the present is always an open door. What holds us back is often not our circumstances, but our hesitation. The greatest tragedy is not growing old, it's reaching the end of life and realizing you never truly lived. So don't wait. Choose to live fully, love deeply, and embrace life in all its imperfections. Every breath is a gift, every sunrise an opportunity. Be present, be grateful, be alive. What lesson resonated with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if this video inspired you, don't forget to like and subscribe to Buddhist Mindfulness. Let's walk this path together.